Okay, hello, good morning, Titans. Thank you for joining us today on our What is CalFresh webinar. My name is Lupa Tinoco, and I am the Programming Graduate Assistant at Tuffy's Basic Needs. Today's webinar will be going over an overview of what is CalFresh, eligibility requirements, and how you can go through the process of applying for benefits. It will be followed by a moderated Q&A, and at any point in this presentation, you're able to submit questions into the chat. Make sure that they are going to Tuffy's Basic Needs. Also, I do want to let you know that this webinar is being recorded and it will be posted on our website for later views. And I also want to acknowledge that today we are joined by our Tuffy's Basic Needs coordinator, and I will give her an opportunity to introduce herself.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. My name is Victoria Jamie, and I'm the Basic Needs Center Coordinator for Tuffy's Basic Needs Services. So welcome to our webinar series. Thank you for joining us, and I hope that if you have any questions, you put them in the chat and join us for future webinars.
Thank you, Victoria. Okay, now we'll turn it over to Jared.
Hi Titans, my name is Jared Ventura and I serve as the CalFresh Outreach and Enrollment Graduate Student Assistant for Tuffy's Basic Needs Services Center. My contact information will also be at the end of this presentation in case you have any specific questions about this webinar, CalFresh, or questions regarding further virtual assistance regarding any of our other services. Again, thank you for joining us at our What is CalFresh webinar, and we ask that you please keep yourself muted throughout the webinar as well. So just as a quick note, through fall 2020, Tuffy's Basic Needs Services Center is providing virtual assistance to students. We will continue to meet with students and provide services, and our email will be checked regularly during business hours, Monday through Friday, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Please do not hesitate to contact us regarding any questions, and students can also fill out a Tuffy's Basic Needs Services request form, which we will show you how to do later in this webinar. So this is a little bit of a quick overview of what we're going to cover today. So we're going to start off with what is CalFresh, where is CalFresh accepted, a little bit more information on CalFresh eligibility requirements for students, how to apply. At the end of this presentation, we will provide some resources and links. And again, my contact information will be at the end of this presentation. So actually, we're going to go ahead and start with a Zoom poll on what is CalFresh. There are a few options here. A, food stamps, B, supplemental nutrition assistance program, C, aid to purchase healthy foods and groceries, and D, all of the above. So we'll go ahead and give you about 10 to 15 seconds to answer this poll. And this is just to help us better gauge what you already know about CalFresh. So we had a few people that said food stamps, and we had a few other people say all of the above. So actually it's all of the above. CalFresh is also known as food stamps, and it's actually on an EBT card now. So it works like a debit card. So thank you for participating in our poll today. So what is CalFresh? It's a program that provides assistance to low-income households by assisting them in purchasing healthy and fresh foods. Like I mentioned just in the previous slide, it's previously known as food stamps and nationally known as SNAP, or Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Like I said, CalFresh benefits are approved amounts through an EBT card and can be used at most grocery stores and farmers markets. It is operated by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, also known as the USDA, and it's authorized by the Farm Bill. Orange County Social Services, OCSSA, determines eligibility for individuals and for households. So where is CalFresh accepted? It's accepted at many places, such as the Orange County Farmers Market, Target, Vons, Walmart, Trader Joe's, Albertsons. You can read the rest of your list on your own or while watching this presentation at another time. But there are two asterisks next to Walmart and Amazon, and this indicates that Walmart and Amazon are both participating retailers that accept EBT purchases online. So you're allowed to use your EBT card to purchase groceries through an online format, which is pretty cool. One thing that I will know is with the Orange County Farmers Market, they have a program called Market Match, in which it matches recipients' federal nutrition assistance benefits to allow you to purchase fresh produce and food that is locally grown. At the Orange County Farmers Market, you will receive tokens or vouchers, and you can spend those tokens or vouchers with any farmer in the market that sells fresh fruits, vegetables, and herbs. You can also use the SNAP retailer locator by entering your city or zip code to see where CalFresh is accepted near you. And we're going to go ahead and walk a little bit through the website. So for example, on the right-hand side, it says find address or place. And for this example, we can go ahead and type in Fullerton, California to search by city. And then right below it too, you can search within a certain radius. So for this example, we can keep it for 5 miles, and within that circle is all of the places that accept CalFresh or EBT benefits. If you go ahead and click on one of the locations that accepts EBT benefits, you'll see that it brings up the address, what county it's in, and a map of that specific location that you clicked on. So we can try another zip code, such as 92831. And this is a zip code specifically near campus. And so once that loads, you can see, again, CalFresh, retailers that accept CalFresh and EBT benefits as well. See, there's that list again. So there's like Walgreens, 7-Eleven, and just keep in mind too that some places like you see CVS Pharmacy towards the middle bottom on the right-hand side. And places like CVS do accept CalFresh benefits, but please keep in mind that you're only able to purchase food with your EBT card. So again, we can try another zip code, like say, for example, if you live outside of Orange County, we can try 92501, which is a Riverside zip code. And then once that loads, same process again. Let's try one more. Let's try 91607, which is in LA County. And again, that the SNAP retailer locator is not specific to only Orange County. So you can use this regardless of what zip code or city that you live in. It works in all places. So thank you for sharing. So a little bit more about CalFresh eligibility for students. Students for CalFresh are defined as between ages 18 to 49 and enrolled at least half-time or more in an institution of higher education. Full-time is considered 12 units, and part-time is up to 10 units for undergrad and up to 8 units for graduate students. Orange County Social Services adheres to the student age limit, but those outside of the age limit may be able to qualify with other criteria. So CalFresh eligibility for students. So students must meet at least one of the following. So you do not have to meet all of these requirements. And there will be a link to the end of this presentation with more student eligibility requirements. But for these right here, it's working at least 20 hours a week, enrolled in or receiving work study. So if you currently don't have a work study job, but you do receive work study, you must have intentions to work. A primary caretaker of a child 12 or younger, if you receive Cal Grant A or Cal Grant B with your CSAC CalFresh letter. CSAC stands for the California Student Aid Commission, and in that letter that you receive, it will give you language regarding how you're eligible for CalFresh benefits. So that's one of the documentation pieces that you may need if that is your student eligibility requirement. Also, being enrolled in the Educational Opportunity Program, EOP, Disability Support Services, McNair Scholars Program, Guardian Scholars, and the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. So who is eligible Individuals that are eligible are U.S. citizens, permanent residents, refugees, asylees, U or T visa holders. Individuals that are ineligible are undocumented individuals, immigrants with temporary visas, fleeing felons, and students who don't meet the student eligibility criteria. So a little bit about requesting virtual application assistance. Step one is to submit a basic needs services request, which I mentioned we'll show you how to do right after this. A staff member will reach out to you to schedule a meeting, and usually we get back within 1 to 3 business days. Our office does try to respond as quickly as we can. And step 3 would be to have a pre-screening for CalFresh eligibility for virtual application assistance for CalFresh. So you would be meeting with myself, usually through Zoom. And one of the reasons that I recommend meeting with me is because I can help you answer your questions as you're filling out the application. I can provide extra tips on documentation so that there isn't too much back and forth with social services questioning your documents. So we want to try to limit as many phone calls as possible during this time if we can submit all the documentation at once. And number 5, submit your CalFresh application. So we're going to show you how to submit a basic needs services request form, and this is another way how you would request CalFresh virtual assistance as well. And so students are able to apply through us, or they can apply for CalFresh individually. Like I said, I personally recommend myself walking you through the application just for those extra tips. And like I said, everyone has different circumstances, and I'll be able to answer your questions regarding that. So we are on the Dean of Students website right now. And on the right-hand side of the page, you'll see where it says Basic Needs Services Request. So if we go ahead and click on that, it takes you directly to the form. And there's some information on the top of the page about eligibility requirements or eligibility information. And if we scroll down a little bit, we'll just ask for basic information like name, CWID number, phone number, email address. And where it says what type of basic needs assistance are you seeking, you can go ahead and click that food box next to it. And where it says right underneath, describe in detail your current unforeseen crisis or situation, you can input requesting CalFresh virtual application assistance. Or if you feel like you need a little bit more general information, you can also put requesting CalFresh information as well. The more that you fill out this form and the more information that you provide while filling out this form, the better that we can help best understand your needs. So where it says, what is your action plan to resolve or improve your situation? You can also write seeking CalFresh assistance. And towards, if we scroll down just a little bit more, thank you. If you're utilizing any of these services from the following on-campus programs. So if you look here where it says Center for Scholars, Disability Support Services, EOP, those are some programs that we just saw in the previous slide regarding meeting the student eligibility requirement. So please try to fill out this form as accurately as possible so that we can best help you know if you're CalFresh eligible. And so this is a little bit of the second link is regarding a demo application for CalFresh. So this CalFresh demonstration will allow you to anticipate what questions will be asked. We won't be going too far into the application, but this can let you know what kind of documents you need. And like I said, please fill out that basic needs services request form as well to schedule a CalFresh virtual application assistance. So we'll go ahead and click on apply now. And it gives a little information on how CalFresh works. Let's see, it says submit an application, proof of your situation, interview with a county worker, and where it says what proof to submit, this is a really good list to keep in mind, just so that you can prepare any documentation that you may need, because I know it can be sometimes difficult to locate things, but some standard things that students may need for that students will need for applying for CalFresh is like a copy of your ID, income, proof of student status, which includes like a screenshot of like a class schedule, proof of housing expenses, proof of child dependent care if applicable. So that's just a little bit about the first page. And so you can go ahead and click through the application on your own just to see what kind of questions will be asked of you while filling out the CalFresh application. So a little bit about the CalFresh application process as a whole. First, we will go ahead and complete your CalFresh application. Like I said, one-on-one virtual application assistance, which I highly recommend, or students can complete this application on their own. Number two would be to have an interview with Orange County Social Services. So in that demo application, we did see, you know, an interview with a county worker via phone due to COVID-19. I don't believe they are holding any in-person interviews at this time. And during your interview with Orange County Social Services, they will tell you if you're missing any documentation and what other documentation may be needed from you. So after that, if you are approved, your EBT card will be mailed to you, and in a separate envelope, a PIN code will be mailed afterwards for your EBT card. And then the fun part is that you get to start using your CalFresh benefits. So we will go ahead and do another Zoom poll, and this is just to see what other information about CalFresh would you like to know in the future. And you can, there's some options here such as information on income, knowing more about the application process in more detail, interview with Orange County Social Services. And if it's something else that you would like to know about CalFresh or would like to see future information on, you can always send that through the chat box through Tuffy's Basic Needs. So we'll just give y'all a few more seconds to fill that out. Maybe typing responses as well. So a little bit more about links and resources. Like I said, there is the demo CalFresh application. There's a farmer's market finder, which is similar to the SNAP retailer locator, where you can type in a city or a zip code. I always recommend a zip code because it's a little bit more specific. Second Harvest Food Bank of Orange County, OC Food Help. There is the link to the official CalFresh application, as well as a link with the student eligibility requirements, which I mentioned earlier. And as mentioned before, this webinar will be recorded, so all of these links will be in the description box on our YouTube video as well. And so a little bit about resources for other counties. There's the LA County Regional Food Bank with their phone number. And for Riverside and San Bernardino County, there is the Inland Empire Food Bank, which is linked there as well. And so our contact information, so Tuffy's Basic Needs Services, like I said, we will be available and responding to emails virtually Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at basicneeds@fullerton.edu. Again, my name is Jared Ventura. I serve as the CalFresh Outreach and Enrollment Graduate Student Assistant, and my email is down below. And Victoria Ajamian, who also introduced herself at the beginning of this presentation. So now we will go ahead and move to the moderated Q&A portion of this webinar. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jared, for that great information. So we do have some questions in the chat. One of them reads, I live in LA County and I'm wondering if I can still apply to CalFresh since the interview will be with Orange County. Thank you. So could you please provide us a little bit more information about that?
Right, so I'm hoping I answer this question correctly, so you can repeat it if needed, but I am still able to help students if they live in a different county. Wherever the student is currently residing, that's the county that they should apply in, but I am able to help with virtual application assistance for other counties on submitting your CalFresh application.
Thank you. Another question reads, I thought you couldn't qualify if your income was more than $2,882. Is this true?
So the income requirements change. I know that there will be, that they do update the income requirements at the end of September. So I can't say on a specific exact number, but if students do make over a certain limit, then they may be ineligible for CalFresh.
Okay. Another question is, how long does the entire CalFresh application process usually take?
So the entire CalFresh application process usually takes about 30 days. So from the day that you submit your application, or social services in whichever county that you reside in have 30 days to give you an answer, including and hopefully that your interview is completed on time and that your additional verifications and documents submitted are on time as well. So they should let you know within that 30-day period.
Okay, thank you. Does CalFresh affect my financial aid?
So CalFresh does not affect your financial aid. You are not required to report your CalFresh benefits on your FAFSA. So it does not affect you in any negative way.
Thank you. Another question reads, if I live on campus, am I still eligible?
So if you live on campus, it could be a little bit of like a tricky situation, just because if more than half of your meals are covered through a meal plan or another food source, you are ineligible for CalFresh. But if you do meet one of the student eligibility requirements, such as being like enrolled in Guardian Scholars, DSS, Disability Support Services, you may still be eligible as long as you make below the income limit as well. So.
Thank you, Jared. Are out-of-state students eligible for CalFresh?
So out-of-state students may be eligible for CalFresh, but students must be residing in California. So if you're currently living in another state, you are ineligible for CalFresh just because you're not currently residing in California. But I do recommend students look into resources within their state as well, just to see how EBT benefits will work for them.
Thank you. So I do have a couple more questions.
Okay.
If I get a stipend from a program, how can I show proof of income for that?
So with stipends, usually students can submit a screenshot of the stipend. With the CalFresh application, official documents such as like proof of income and things like that, screenshots are accepted. If social services does have further questions about it, they will ask, but screenshots are acceptable. So as long as you have a screenshot, maybe that you receive the stipend and the amount, that would work.
Okay. And one last question is,
Sure.
where can I get the CSA CalFresh letter for the Cal Grant?
So the California Student Aid Commission, on their website, they have a contact us link and they have a specific email for student inquiry. So if you do receive Cal Grant A or Cal Grant B, you will have to go ahead and contact the California Student Aid Commission through their website, through their student inquiry email, and they should be able to email that letter to you within a few business days.
Okay, thank you, Jared. So that concludes our Q&A portion. And I want to thank everybody for coming to our What is CalFresh webinar today. I do want to remind you that this was recorded and it will be posted on our website. And all the links included in this presentation will be in our video description. I also want to remind you to join us next Wednesday, September 10th at 11 a.m. for our Financial 101 workshop. So, oh, I'm not sorry. We do have one more question came in.
Okay.
Okay, for the Cal Grant A or Cal Grant B eligibility, could you just show your award letter of proof?
So you can show the award letter, but please make sure that the award letter does have a statement in there saying that, I believe it's at the top of the page, that it says something along the lines of like, you are eligible for CalFresh. So if you do have that award letter, then that should work, as long as there is a statement in there about being eligible to receive CalFresh benefits.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Jared.
Thank
And
you.
I want to thank everybody again for joining us. This concludes our presentation today.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Have a good evening.